Yeah, I should probably do something about that. This is the offensive war variants for December done as fast as I can. Though we don't have T'Challa Star-Lord at the time of this recording, I'm giving the Ravagers an honorable mention because the playtesting looks like they're going to beat everything except for the meta, and there might be some hybrid builds that'll even do that. AIM is good for beating Supernatural, OG Sinister Six, and AIM-Tron is good for beating Brotherhood and going against mirror matches of AIM that don't have Ultron. Guardians are good for cleanup and not much else. The BKT can be used for some cleanup on smaller Asgardian teams if you still even find those in war. The best thing to do with Pym Tech is to use their best two pieces in a Villain Tech team, and then again, it's just another cleanup. Power Armor is pretty much only good for cleaning up those Hydra 1.0 teams. You can add in Ultron in place of Tony Stark and get a little bit more value out of them, but they don't punch up very high and they're not worth much. Brotherhood 1.0 is good for old shield teams, and Brotherhood 2.0 can be used against symbiotes. Fantastic Four on offense is best for going into Fantastic Four on defense. You can throw in Ultron there and go into some Marauder builds and things like that. As we enter the dawn of the Web Warriors, I think there's some short-term viability for the Hero Brawler build. You could be throwing in Miles and Symbiote Spider-Man onto this with a bunch of your leftover Hero Brawler junk. The importance of this team is its flexibility. Whatever's left over, you just add in with Miss Marvel, make them all strikers and her a skirmisher, and you can get some real power out of this team. Supernatural or Hella Natural teams are good for cleaning up Doc Ock, Sinister Six, Wave 1, and those overdeveloped Guardians teams. Still kind of in the cleanup zone, but it's a fun team to play with. The Hydra variants are a more advanced build, but aside from being able to roll over Merc's minions in Wave 1, they offer so much control that you can go over Doom teams with them, so it's a really fun team if you know what you're doing. X-Force is one of those cookie cutter builds. You kind of got to have the 5-piece here. They're a fun team to use because they have a lot of time manipulation. I use them for taking out Merc teams, but they can also be used on Wave 1, Doc Ock, Sinister Six, and even Marauders. Like the X-Force, the Skill Military team is a little bit of a luxury, but if you can afford their T4s, they do way better on Mercs. The Sinister Six with Doc Ock offers a lot of offensive potential. They do great into teams that have a lot of positive effects that can be flipped. They can punch across in the Black Order, and if you use Doc Ock on the Symbiotes, you can punch up on the Black Order. Symbiotes are a popular team. You see them on offense and defense. They're great at mirror matching themselves. You can just focus down one of them, get the speed, and then control the match. You can punch up 100k on a mirror match. They're also great at taking down teams that have lots of dupes or clones or minions, like Hela teams. Those Asgardians just fold like paper to these guys. The Inhumans are becoming a little more niche. They're outdated, and you see them on defense a lot more than you do on offense, but they still have the ability to strip charges, kill people without reviving, so there is a purpose for them, and they're good to have on your roster. Shadowlands is another luxury build. They're pretty expensive on the T4s, but you can use them to do things like beat the New Warriors, Secret Avengers, and Marauder teams, which they were originally developed for. Black Order is just a big hammer you hit things with. They're good for a lot of stuff and nice to have in your roster. X Factor is a 4-person team that has a lot of offensive potential and flexibility. They have raw power and they're really good at doing a lot of things, especially into those Doom teams. The Uncanny X-Men aren't much without magic, but you can use them to beat up the Black Order, and that's kind of fun. The Astonishing X-Men is a premier raid team and functions much like the Symbiotes, except better in every single way. They're really, really good. You need to have them on your roster. The Secret Avengers with Kestrel is another one of those big hammer teams. They have good survivability, but they take a second to get going. New Warriors are one of the best offensive teams in my opinion, and depending on who you pick as a 4th and 5th to go on the team, you can beat almost anybody, especially if you throw in the Eternals. Speaking of Eternals, you've probably seen a few of these teams in your arena. They're massive, they can destroy just about anything, and you have to have them in your roster. Weapon X, they beat Heroes for Hire. What more do you want to know? And the biggest hammer in your toolbox is going to be the Infinity Watch. They beat just about everything in the game. The only thing they can't beat is some of the ugliest hybrids that the Eternals are combined in, and you usually don't see those in war because it takes so many pieces from so many other defenses. Make sure you get this team up and running as a 5-piece. And in no particular order, this is a list of some plug-and-play characters commonly used, thrown in as a 4th or a 5th on just about any team. You can put them anywhere and they'll add value. So keep in mind when you have some leftover garbage team that you need to take care of and you have some of these, you can just stack them together and take something out. I'm not sure how I did on time, we'll see in post-production, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments below if I can do anything to improve this. If you want more information, less, shorter, longer, what, hit that like button, subscribe for more videos, and I'll catch you next time.